Hello. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. For tonight, we have one game between Chili's Angels and Hapuuma Matata. Welcome to the cast, Chungus, as well. Hopefully, you got some early birds here in the Twitch chat. I'm really excited for this game, Chungus. I think it has a lot of playoff implications as well, potentially, depending on the result. Um, so we will see how that goes. Currently, if we look at the records here, Chili's Angels are sitting at 6-3, so potentially going to move into the league lead in wins if they pick up a win here and move to 7-3. Meanwhile, for Hapuuma Matata, a win here will put them at 5-4, which gives them a strong positioning here as we round into the thick of the playoff race. So it will be interesting to see who comes out on top here. A bit of a later start today. We are just dinging 8 p.m. PST, so I'm going to check in with the teams shortly, and then we should get this show on the road soon. So be right back. Hello, gamers.
Hello.
It is time for the day of reckoning. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Everybody in here? Seems like a
Yeah.
fucking library in here. What the fuck happened? Do you guys have the lobby made by any chance?
No.
Okay. Can I bug you to do that?
Can I book someone else on the team to do that? Because I don't know how to do that.
Okay, I'm gonna go bug up Matata about it. Maybe they can do it.
Okay, sounds good.
I think you still die.
Hello.
I think no.
Hello,
no
gamers.
I can't
Hello.
keep you
Hello.
alive, but
Hello?
like
Hey, Roger.
You're on stream. Don't TOS me. Don't reveal any secret strats just yet.
Uh,
You guys ready?
pretty much.
Team
I
Sledge?
think.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Any chance that you guys had the lobby made?
We can get on.
I don't know how to set up Battlefy in the season, so yeah.
This
Okay.
season.
Okay.
I don't know, like this new round, I don't know how to do that.
Okay. Maybe Rahul can do it then. I'll be right back. Rahul, do you know how to set up the Battlefy thing? Rahul? Hello? Hello? Is there anyone here? Can someone please set up the lobby? Am I muted?
no one's here.
Why is
I
no
knew
one
you
here?
weren't talking to me, so I didn't reply. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just
Everyone AFK to pee.
I
And
see. Gotta get it
yeah,
all out there
yeah,
before the game. Okay.
yeah.
Um. Okay. Well, in the past, Rahul has been the guy to do that for you, right?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. So can you just pass it along? Just when they get the chance, just make the lobby.
Sure, I can do that.
Thanks, Helen. Thanks for being
No problem.
present, unlike
Of
the rest
course.
of your team.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
Good luck on the broadcast, dude. You got this.
Yes, thank you. Good luck to you guys too. Okay, seems that everybody's on a bathroom break, so we will get that lobby set up shortly, and then we're gonna get rolling here. Chungus, who do you like going into this game?
Ooh, Chili's Angels is higher on the standings, but Hakuma Matata gave me that payback or the payoff yesterday on the Twitch gambler. So I gotta.
Okay.
I guess I gotta see the comps first.
Gotcha. That's fair. Okay, gonna get the lobby set up soon. There you go. All right, both teams filing in here. It will be Chili's Angels on blue side versus Hapuuma Matata on red side. Just to show you, ladies and gentlemen, here is that client. So we're going to get this set up and get ready to go shortly. I'm actually going to take this time to use the bathroom as well. So I'll be back soon. Okay, so both teams in here in the flesh. Joined tonight by Clovis as well after a 2-day break. Back on the grind. Welcome back, Clovis.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna do the obligatory interviews. I'm curious to see who the teams decide to send up today. Let's see. Can I get the interview candidates? Oh, whoa. Run it back with the couples. Alright, we're gonna give the teams here a couple more seconds to figure it out, and I'm just gonna start dragging people. What are they waiting for?
They sent him to spectator.
Uh,
I'm the new 80 carry.
oh shit, dude, you hit Challenger. Nice, dude.
It updated yesterday or this morning.
Poggers. Congrats to Chungus. That is the TFT Challenger, soon to be solo queue Challenger? Question mark? uh, have you hit Masters before?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, highest was D1 promos. Sage.
Sag. Okay, I don't know. I think both these teams are operating on a little bit of lag today. Because
Hi guys.
oh, Nep is here.
Oh.
Nice. Okay. So once again, we have Nep representing Hapuuma Matata. Showed out in yesterday's game on that Victor, and it will be matched here by Ikuji, the 80 carry player for Chili's Angels, as well as Rahul, the top laner. So dual representatives from Chili's Angels. I didn't know that that was the play, but here we go. So as always, blue side team, first question. Which one of you wants to take the first question? Kikuchi or Rahul? Rahul?
All right, I'm here as the contingency.
Contingency for what? Oh, okay. Maybe, not too much trust here in the ranks of Chili's Angels, but
No. Anthony's just having mic issues. He's just having mic issues.
Anthony, are you gonna ghost me again after on the post-interview desk?
Kuji, speak.
Is this like an elaborate troll?
I don't think it is. I think he's actually having mic issues.
Oh. You guys might want to
No.
get that sorted.
I think we do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, mic issues.
Well, if you need to talk to your teammates, I don't think you've been practicing enough. Like your communication should be the point where you don't need to use words.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Oh.
If you haven't already mind melded with your team, how do you expect to win it and do it big?
You know, I
That
had
is
a
my pro
conversation-
tip for
Yeah, I
for
talked to
other teams.
I talked to Andy Chung from Andyland earlier today, and he said that his team's communication is so good that in games they don't actually talk about their games; they just talk about like their favorite movies.
Oh, okay.
So that's where the bar is for this tournament.
You know?
All right. So we will see. Meanwhile, Rahul, you guys were able to pick up a win in your first game of the week versus Double Jungle Gap. How are you guys going to look to repeat that result against Hapuuma Matata?
Well, we went into that game with a lot of preparation. We know that we had sort of a rough end to block one last split.
Mhm.
So we over the break we did a really hard job of putting our best foot forward in terms of preparation, and that showed. And tonight we're just going to look to repeat that again.
Okay. And what sort of prep? What's the scouting report here on Hapuuma Matata, Rahul, if you don't mind?
So the scouting report is that they actually really like to flex, or they really like they've been practicing this top tier Yumi pick in the support position, and so they've been playing Yumi Seraphine in the bot lane. It's actually been like an annihilation.
Is that
We've
right?
also seen Yumi Soraka. Yeah, so we've prepared Yumi Soraka in response. We're going to take away the Yumi with our B1, and then we're going to play Soraka, right? And we're going to do the ambulance trick where you get Yumi to 40% HP, and then Soraka runs around at 200% move speed.
Didn't they literally patch that out of the game?
Well, fortunately here in the Do It Big LCS, we operate 2 patches behind the rest of the game.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was not aware of this. Okay, wow.
2 seasons behind.
2 seasons behind.
Yumi
Interesting.
has not been released yet. Release Yumi.
Oh my god, please no. Okay. Meanwhile, for Hapuuma Matata and for Nep here, you guys are able to pick up a big win over Don't Worry We Scale. As we've mentioned, your team is a bit of a roller coaster. Officially now on a 1-game win streak. What are you guys going to do to make sure that it extends to 2?
Well, we might have one since he has mic problems, thanks. I will pay you $5 on PayPal soon, okay?
Yep, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Match fixing gonna be the play, I guess, for Hapuuma Matata. Should be fun. Let's see where that PayPal is gonna go based on some of the plays in this game. All right. Do any of you have anything you guys want to say to your Twitch chat, to your adoring fans?
I really appreciate how proud my Discord always is of me. They always hop in and say how much they love me and how proud they are of my play. So thanks, guys. I'm looking forward to your support this game. I'm looking forward to all your channel points being bet on my team. I swear to God.
We hear that, Twitch chat? Flame Rahul. Flame
Guys, if you're
Rahul.
smart at gambling, you do 50-50s, so you don't lose.
Okay. Nep, do you want to give your obligatory sign off to Twitch chat? Or maybe you have a different note for tonight?
Alright, guys. I'm a bit wasted. I really love Twitch chat a lot, okay? Like, bet on us so you lose your fucking points, okay?
Okay.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right.
Okay.
Was expecting the fuck Twitch chat to come out, but ends up not being the
Nah.
case. Okay, well, I'll let you guys go back to your teams, and we're gonna get ready for the game. So good luck to you both.
Thanks, Roger. Thanks, Chungus. Thanks, Clovis.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Good luck. Better team wins.
Better team wins. Well, speaking of better team, Clovis, who do you think is the better team going into this matchup?
Well, if we go purely by the standings,
Mhm.
Chili's Angels, or are they the Valkyries? Has it been a rebrand? I'm not sure anymore.
I don't know anymore. It's hard to keep track.
Anyway, the Chili's Avengers, angelic or not, I think they're the favorite to win it. Just going by the standings, their win record is looking really strong.
Mhm.
And taking a match off of double jungle gap, I think, really
Yep.
cementing them into contenders for first place here. So I think they're the clear favorite.
Yeah, for sure. At least in terms of standings. Like we've mentioned plenty of times, Hapuuma Matata, I think, very unpredictable in terms of how they play the game, or the results of their games. I think they have some quality wins. They've beat PokeCard, who are in third place, and they've
Very
beat
true.
they've beat Andyland, who are in first place. But they've also
Yeah.
lost to Team Strag. They've lost to Double Jungle Gap, who are currently below them in the standings as well. So maybe a little bit
Bit
of
of a
that
Robin
Robin
Hood.
Hood. Yep.
Yeah, the Robin Hood effect. It's
Mhm.
it's going strong here for the red side team this game. So maybe for Hapuuma Matata, that's the vibes they need to challenge Chili's Angels. I guess they do have one big advantage going into this match is that we did have our 1 week break, right?
Mhm.
And since that time, we have seen Chili's Angels play a match. We have not seen Hapuuma Matata play a match. So if they've done their
They
homework
played
right,
yesterday.
oh, they played yesterday. Well,
Mhm.
scratch that entirely then. I was going to say that they have a bit of extra time to do that
Mhm.
prep and do that study, which is
Mhm.
still true. They had a little bit of a head start.
For sure.
So maybe if they've been looking into the insights from last week and learn from the mistakes that Double Jungle Gap made, maybe they can incorporate some of that feedback into their own gameplay. And, as they say, you can learn from your mistakes or you can learn from other people's mistakes.
True. So if we're talking about learning from mistakes, I think one thing that teams want to do more of against Chili's Angels is that they've had the same playstyle the entire tournament, which is to pick these strong press R comps and then just deathball you and teamfight around Dragon. And we haven't seen enough teams, I don't think, try to beat them with another style. We've seen a lot of teams get baited into trying to play their style of 5v5 team fighting, and that's worked out really well for Chili's Angels. But
Yeah.
if you look at the players here for Hapuuma Matata, I think they are well equipped to play the more chaotic split map style. Both Niku Toilet and Hapoom, strong solo laners who should have a lot of agency. And I want to see more teams try a more skirmish playstyle, more split map playstyle against Chili's Angels, and really sow chaos into their communications, and see what they do when they have to deal with the threat of a splitting top laner or more skirmish heavy playstyles where not all their ultimates are going to be up at the time, right? Because
Yeah, I think that's a really good insight there,
Mhm.
Roger. And if you take a look at Chili's Angels' 2 losses, they were to the split push Nasus
Mhm.
and to the Swain top, piloted by Agent SA and Joshi, respectively, right?
Mhm.
And those really changed the terrain of the fight.
Mhm.
In different ways, of course. Nasus creates that side lane pressure, which can really create chaos in a team that wants to deathball because suddenly they don't have the upper hand in the dragon fight. They have to go out and fight you instead of you fighting into them because otherwise they're going to lose their whole base. And then the Swain top, it's a little bit of a different angle. Swain's not really a split push threat, but he offers so much disengage through the threat of his ultimate and the zone control that you just can't hard engage into Swain successfully. So I wonder if Hapuuma Matata will kind of take into account what you've said, Roger, and maybe incorporate a little of that split push to disrupt the communication.
Yeah. Well, we see once again Lulu picked up here by Chili's Angels, a preferred pick of Amiza142, aka Helen, in the bot lane. Ooh, and we have a Galio being locked in here. What do you make of this Galio pick?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the team fight win condition, it looks like Hapuuma Matata is going to handshake in those aggressive 5v5s. They have that Hecarim Galio, albeit that's a very strong combo, right? You're going to ultimate Hecarim in with that onslaught, and then Galio is going to pop in there and help out, and hopefully you can just one-shot the backline. It's going to be a little bit challenging with Lulu ultimate on the other side, but overall, like, pretty logical start by Hapuuma Matata. They still have time to pivot into a lot of different directions.
Okay. And so with that dive heavy front line of Galio and Hecarim, it's going to mean that Maokai is going to be the response coming out from Chili's Angels. I really like this pick. We saw Rahul play this against Team Strag to generally good effect with that Nature's Grasp, able to stuff a lot of engage. I think what this translates to then is that Hapuuma Matata really need to find their flanks properly, because if you can
Yeah.
flank behind that Maokai wave of roots, then you can still sow a lot of chaos into that backline. But if they decide to just go for that all-in front to back, then they're going to have a really hard time up against Maokai ulti, as well as the gravity field coming out from Victor.
We're going to see the Aurelia picked up, and I think that fits exactly into that split push theme that you were talking about. Not necessarily the best matchup against Maokai ever, but you do have some early threat. Maokai has to be very careful if Aurelia gets that early cheese off. Stacking up the passive on the minion wave, she can just run Maokai down and kill him. So I'll have to make sure Rahul is playing disciplined and appropriately around the minion wave.
Oh, we're going to move the ban here.
Got the Vayne banned out. I think that's a pretty logical ban. You have these 3 frontliners who need to dive, and Vayne Stealth is very disruptive for those auto-attack based characters, so that's being taken away. One thing to keep in mind is that because Leona and Nautilus are off the table, it means that the support pool is pretty pinched here. 2 things to keep in mind. Galio can be played support. That is still an option that's available. And I don't think this is going to happen, but it's technically possible to send Maokai support and Lulu top in this point in the draft. Again, I don't think that's likely, but something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, technically still flex options on the table. And we have a very bot-centric second ban phase here. Vayne and Ashe taken away by Hapuuma Matata. We have Kaisa taken off so far for Chili's Angels. Let's see if they decide to make it 4 for 4 in terms of AD carry bans.
Yeah, it's quite interesting because what this sort of implies is that both AD carries have very distinct and separate champion pools. They have different characters. Normally when both teams have the same position open, you don't want to ban your own player out. But yeah, they're just going to handshake these 4 AD carry bans, and the AD carry pool is looking really slim at this point, Roger.
I would not be surprised to see Caitlyn picked up here by Celery Man. But
it's actually going to be an Akali hover here.
What?
Oh, you know what? I think this could be Aurelia bot. No. This has to be Galio support. It has to be Galio support.
Yeah.
So it's Galio support.
No. Okay, sorry. So we're gonna get some clarification here in the chat. Akali is Echo. Which still is really confusing.
It's still Galio support, but yeah. All right. So with that Echo lock-in, that really strongly
Galio
implies.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be Galio support, Echo mid, Aurelia top. I can only imagine. Guess technically you could send Hecarim top, Aurelia mid, Echo jungle, but based on these players, I don't think that's likely.
I think we're going to go around in circles here if we start talking about all the possible permutations. What we do know for sure is that Akuji is going to go for another round of Tristana, which he played to good effect against double jungle gap. We saw a pair of solo kills, I believe, although they did have a Seraphine in that lane that really helped snowball the Tristana with the power of Song, hitting some massive encores here. But this time around, it will be Mundo instead of the Olaf and Lulu instead of the Seraphine, and there is that Caitlyn going to come in.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to get the lobbies remade here.
I think Chili Xenos comes out with a decisive draft lead in this game. That Mundo last pick, I think, really throws a huge wrench in the game plan of Hapuuma Matata. They have these 4 melee divers. Sure, you can all try to kill Tristana through Rocket Jump and Lulu Gigantify, or the Wild Growth, right? But so what? Like, Mundo is just going to walk through your team. Sure, like, maybe super late game, Caitlyn can maybe deal with Mundo, maybe, but well, Caitlyn has such a weak mid game, which is where Tristana is actually very strong on the present patch, that I think there's just a world where Mundo and Tristana become out of control. So I think for Hapuuma Matata to win this game, which they still can, they need to make sure they stay ahead early. If they lose control of the game at all in the early game, it's going to be extremely punishing as Mundo and Tristana scale.
Yeah. Okay, so Chungus, what do you like about either team's draft here?
I think they Hapuuma Matata drafted solo lanes pretty well with their plan of kind of disrupting backline. They have Echo and Irelia who both create kind of havoc, big AoEs in team fights. Yeah, so I think Hapuuma Matata, if they execute well and they dive backline properly, it should be. I like their comp a little more.
Do you expect anything to happen in this bot lane matchup? Lulu Tristana versus Galio Caitlyn?
I think it's pretty favored for Caitlyn and Galio early. Galio pushes waves really quickly. You can set up traps and chain them really well with the Galio CC. If you can trap correctly, look for a lot of pressure and possibly solo kills and dives bot lane.
Yeah. I would really like to see them focus down Lulu. You know, very, very squishy enchanter support, and if she ever eats any sort of CC from a taunt or a Galio knockup, there's really not much that she can do to dissuade any sort of aggression. Once the Galio taunt and knockup come down, it doesn't really matter if he gets polymorphed, and Caitlyn with the traps should be out of polymorph range. So we'll see if Ali is able to find some picks here onto the Lulu and really get that snowball rolling, because Caitlyn will have a significant range advantage in the early game. Tristana, obviously, with her passive, will get range as she levels up, but we'll start with that base 500 range.
Yeah, one thing that I'm going to be keeping my eye on this game is this Dr. Mundo. I think if Mundo is just allowed to full clear and both teams just handshake that just massively favors Mundo. That being said, if there are ways for Hapuuma Matata to move into the jungle, push up lanes, board Mundo out, and then Hecker is able to pressure him out pre-6 or maybe even levels like 7, 8, 9, then that's potentially a huge recipe for success for Hapuuma Matata, because we've seen again and again, Chili's Angels team relies on dragon control. And if they don't have the vision to play and fight for the Dragon Pit, it's going to be really challenging for them to win. They haven't shown a lot of depth in terms of how they manage sideways, in terms of how they rotate around, play split. They kind of have to group up and fight you to win. And if they can't do that successfully, or they get picked entering the objective site, that's when they can tend to struggle.
Yeah, indeed. So I'm excited here to finally see the Hapuuma Aurelia. It's been banned away, I think, in the entire first round robin. He had a chance to pick it yesterday against Don't Worry We Scale, but ended up going with Mord into the Shen matchup. And now feels very, very comfortable taking Aurelia into the Maokai matchup. So we'll see how that goes. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of channel points being put up this game, and only about a minute left on the. Can I extend this? Oh shoot, I cannot extend this. Smooge.
Hapuuma Matata, give me my payoff.
Okay, so currently it's relatively even, actually, about 3-2 in favor of Chili's Angels thus far. So we'll see if any last minute money gets moved around here. But yeah, some big bettors coming out on both sides. 25k put up by Mr. Chunks on Chili's Angels. Meanwhile, Daddy No Chill putting up 17k for Hapuuma Matata. Let's see how this goes. Unfortunately, I think I hit the wrong timer, so we only have about 15 seconds left on the timer as we load, as the spectator delay ticks down, and I have no way to extend it, which is a little bit sad. Okay. Dude, what is this ASCII copy pasta? Is that supposed to be like Lulu or something? Is this a railgun? Like, what is this?
Oh, the last one?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a minion.
Is it a
like
minion?
I don't think
like
it
a
is, but it
beast.
kind of reminds me of. It has a nose, right?
Yeah, those are like the eyes with the glasses.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm seeing a
Well-
Star of David, no cap.
What?
I guess this is like a Rashaj ink plot test. you know?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
Like what you see just says something about your personality.
Yeah. Rorschach. Dude, what the what are all these where are all these ASCIIs coming from, man? It's Tom from Tom and Jerry?
Really? Oh, it is. The ears are kind of cropped out, so it's hard to tell. I see it now. I see it.
I don't.
I see it. Yeah.
Well, I guess really only Ine knows. Tell us, Mo. What is this supposed to be? Maybe I could kind of see it if I stare a little bit
I've been
harder.
convinced by Ashes of Dreams. I'm sold. Pretty
Okay.
sure it's
All right.
some chicks.
Okay, yeah, those
Oh,
are
it is in
definitely little
fact
chicks.
Tom, confirmed by Ine.
Okay, it is Tom. It is not a railgun nor a Star of David, which were my two guesses.
Top choices.
Okay, about 40 seconds left here on the spectator delay. So again, it will be Chili's Angels on blue side looking to move to 7-3. Meanwhile, for Hapuuma Matata looking to go 5-4 and go above 500. It's this image. It's a meme says, "Oh, it's the concerned Tom." Ah, I see. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That sort of meme. I got you. I got you. Okay, so let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah, as we hop into this, thanks for the reminder, Roger, because this is an extremely high stakes game for both these teams. This is Chili's Angels' chance to cement their position and prove that they belong up there in the top of the standings. Although they were tied for first, they had lost in the head-to-head tiebreakers with both of the other first-place teams, and that's going to leave kind of be a bit of a sore spot there for Chili's Angels. So it's really the pressure is on them not to drop another match and to prove that they can't just beat up worse teams than them, but they can actually fight and be competitive when they're faced with real opposition. And of course, for Hapuuma Matata, they are looking to make a turnaround this season. They're currently kind of a mid-tier team, I'd say, and do it big. And if they can get on a win streak here to start off the second split strong, they can still push for a first or second place spot and make it in the brackets with a very nice seed.
Definitely, yeah. I'm really excited to see how this playoff race pans out. Maybe we'll get some tiebreaker games as well. As it stands here, Chili's Angels did come out with the victory over Hapuuma Matata in their first round robin. So this will give them a chance, or this will give Hapuuma Matata a chance to level up that head-to-head record. And meanwhile, yeah, for Hapuuma Matata, I don't think they're really on anybody's radar right now, at least for the top teams. But if they make a statement here against Chili's Angels, I think it's a team that the other teams are really going to have to look out for.
Yeah, I think Hapuuma Matata is a team that, like, on paper looks really strong. They have 5 pretty much individually good players, and I think maybe just missing a little bit of that final piece of the puzzle to have everything gel together. I think one distinct advantage they have is they have a support who plays like engage tanks, and that's such a unique strength in this tournament. There's a lot of enchanter players in this tournament, so anyone who can field those engage tanks in bottom lane, they have a totally different dimension that other teams have to prepare for.
Definitely. Okay. Now, one thing I want to keep an eye out on here is really, really interesting, is that Mundo, okay, I was going to say he pinged assist onto his red buff, then realized that that's not the path you're supposed to take on Mundo. We're going to see again this signature Mundo pathing, which is going to be his bot side camps and then reset base by boots and then go into his top side camps. So has a very, very fast clear with that. Should be able to hit Crab at around 315 without a leash, which is really, really good.
Yeah, taking a look at this early game, some pretty nice wave position, wave control coming out of Chili 5. He's holding this wave nice and close to tower. This is where he can leverage that range versus melee advantage and really pressure Echo, who's committed to this push. I wonder how this is going to pan out for both of these players who will have gained the advantage.
Ooh,
bit of a heavy trade there from Echo.
Yeah, and Echo as well, keep in mind, sitting on Corrupting Pots, so going to really like that relatively even trade when all things are said and done. But obviously with that increased sustain compared to just the 2 pots here for Victor. Now one thing that's also really nice, we see a ward here onto Mundo's top side. So we'll see if Hecarim decides to go for that level 4 clear, or if after he finishes his red buff he starts pathing down towards the Mundo. But Mundo here also wise to a potential invade, actually going to shop and buy cloth armor and a control ward to deny this vision.
Yeah, very interesting choice there, and I think that makes a lot of sense if you're Dr. Mundo.
Mm-hmm.
He got that early reset, so is sitting on that cloth armor after clearing his bottom side jungle, and I think we'll be expecting to try to avoid this Hecarim. Interestingly, though, like, Mundo's actually not down far, even though he took an entire full reset, so
Hold
really
on, we
fast
might get a
clear
potential
coming out of
clash here. We have
Mundo.
early prio here for Hapuuma Matata in their solo lanes, which will mean that Mundo gets bullied off this topside crab. Hecarim now finishing up his 6 camps will mean that he has the level advantage here. So we are seeing a little bit more of that team cohesion, I think, for Hapuuma Matata. Recognizing here they have priority, they can secure priority and crab for their jungler here. So good stuff.
Yeah, another interesting itemization choice. We see in the top lane, Hapuuma actually opting for this tier on Aurelia. Oh, hold the thought.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! The Ignite gonna come in from the Galio. Flash Ignite, get outplayed, Lulu. Galio gonna flash in for that last hit, but that was all Celery Man there with a clean Caitlyn trap combo into the net for the double headshot. And then Galio gonna flash in there for the Ignite last hit. Now gonna go in as well and taunt up the Tristana, but the trap's not gonna come through in time. Tristana will be able to live with just a little bit of HP. Good bot lane play coming out from Hapuuma Matata.
Yeah, a little bit of indecision there. It's always hard to see those plays, but I think that was a time where Celery meant if he committed that flash, Caitlyn trap could have secured the kill, but it's always hard to read that in the moment. It's kind of a risky play to pull off, and you look really silly when you flash Caitlyn trap and it's too late.
Yeah, if it doesn't arm in time, it's
just
really
keep
awkward.
it's fine. Yeah. Looks like Tristana is going to collect the wave here, so sure, there's the kill. Sure, Galio gets first blood, but Tristana's going to have a comparable reset to Caitlyn here, especially after getting that extra wave. So actually,
Definitely.
not a super decisive kill in the state of this lane.
Yeah. So Caitlyn here, unfortunately, not able to pick up enough CS for that Noon Quiver. Has all 3 components, but won't be too sad again about the results of that kill onto Lulu, and more importantly, they have potential priority here onto the first dragon of the game, which is Cloud Dragon. Looks like Hecarim here, though, gonna path back and just full clear.
Yeah, we definitely have a slight advantage for... Oh, hold that thought, top lane.
Top lane, yeah, Relia proc and conquer, one more auto, and actually, the Maokai tries to flash an auto attack. That never works in League of Legends, and the Aurelia with Tear and Pickaxe able to pick up a huge solo kill in the top lane, again, reminding the rest of the league why Aurelia has been banned consistently against Hapuuma.
Yeah, I wonder, I mean, if we take a look at that fight, right, like, Hapuuma didn't really do anything special to get that kill. That was just a really greedy recall by Central Rahul, right? He had teleport, Aurelia reset without teleport, and came back with an 800 gold item, and then kills Rahul, who only has Corrupting Potion, right? So, like, he had literally no stats, and needed to respect the fact that Aurelia could kill him there. It doesn't matter how big the wave is.
Definitely.
So, a little bit of sloppiness coming out of Rahul, but if we take a look at Mundo's farm, he's even with Hecarim, so there's still a big opportunity for Mundo to blow this game out of control if he gets too strong. Oh my
goodness, yeah, Lulu really needs to watch out for these cupcakes on the ground. That was pretty much the exact same spot where she had died earlier. Going to be taken to about half HP with the headshot, and now going to be another fight potentially in the top lane. Remember, Aurelia still has ulti here, and Maokai does not have flash. Let's see if Aurelia decides to use it. No, but now potential dive scenario in this top lane. Hecarim is topside, should be able to hit level 6 soon-ish off of these Krugs, but looks like Aurelia going to take this time to just reset instead.
Yeah, we're seeing some of the difficulty of playing Tristana. She's a champion who really excels when she can shove and play aggressively in the early game, but when Tristana is pushed in, her CSing under tower is pretty miserable because your E passive messes up your own CS under tower. So
definitely
a slight CS lead for Caitlyn here. It's going to even out if Tristana gets this all. So
okay, hold on. There's a Mundo down here though, and does have the sadism, and now oh my goodness, this will be a very, very dead Caitlyn, and Galio should go down in short order. No flash available will mean that Tristana is able to, unfortunately not pick up the kill there. Should have been handed over to the Tristana, but again, won't be too upset with that. And we're going to see if Hecarim and Aurelia are able to respond here on the top side for Hapuuma Matata. Echo moving up as well. Hecarim, though, not aware that he is in vision here. And
yeah, that's such a decisive kill bottom lane, and we'll see how they convert that. That totally turns around the story of bottom lane. Kuji is going to be in a position to all in with the Misa steroids now, and Mundo getting kill is not even that bad, right? Like Tristana no matter how much gold she has, she's going to have to deal with Echo Hecarim running her down every fight, right? But
Right.
Mundo, if Mundo is strong, there's nothing Hapuuma Matata can do about it. Like, so this Mundo is still going to scale pretty exceptionally well.
Yeah. So Hecarim here opting to go for the safer play and pick up the Rift Herald on the other side of the map, as opposed to a potential dive onto Maokai, which is never an easy task. But yeah, 2 huge kills for Chili's Angels in the bot lane trying to stop this bleeding. And we're going to see now how Hapuuma Matata decide to play this mid game. Chungus, if you're on Hapuuma Matata, what are your calls to try to snowball this mid game in favor of your team?
I guess Kate.
Oh, it's a bit dangerous there. I think Hecarim's going to limp away from this one, so he does make it out with the blue buff, but Moon is going to be happy just to full clear down again.
Yeah, I think I really was doing the spike really hard and pretty early, so I think focus the Herald top side, build a big wave, and
engage here onto Tristana, who is able to rocket jump out just in time. Going to be a flashed force by the Lulu, though. So good play again from Galio. Going to mean that Lulu is without a very, very crucial summoner against his very dive-heavy comp. Okay, one thing I want to draw attention to as well is this build coming out from Hapuuma on this Aurelia. He's a big fan of this build, the Titanic Hydra tank Aurelia. Would not be surprised to see him next dip for a Sunfire's Aegis, and then into Sterix and potentially a Gargoyle Stoneplate as well. So, not your usual more fighter burst heavy focused Aurelia build with a Triforce or a Divine Sunder. We'll see how it pans out. Maybe give him some more survivability in these team fights and rely on his passive stacks to really provide the damage that Aurelia needs to get kills onto the backline.
I feel like Bork is really good against that team. I don't know why he doesn't rush Bork first.
Mm-hmm.
They have Maokai and Mundo, HP tanks.
Yep.
Perhaps a missed itemization opportunity there, but as we enter the mid game, it's kind of interesting to take a look at the gold allocation of both these teams. Hopefully,
potential fight in the top lane. Okay, no, Aurelia just going to be dancing around with that Blade
Surge. This is
Surge.
A dive opportunity here. We're going to have to keep an eye out on top lane, but I think we're gearing up for a fight on the bomb side as well.
Yep. So Mundo is here. Echo waiting in the wings. Going to be the potential 4v3. Victor is slowly walking, but also has teleport as well. Looks like retreat going to be the call from both teams as the Mountain Dragon is spawning in about 15 seconds.
Rahul having a bit of a tough time in the top lane while his team 4v4s. I think it's going to be interesting to see whether or not Rahul chooses to commit teleport or not.
Caitlyn
could have
auto
a lot from top side.
Yeah, Aurelia at this point literally proxying the wave. Meanwhile, by the way, Hecarim's still holding on to the Rift Herald, has about a minute left on that, so could drop that here and get some prio in a lane for this Dragon Dance. As it stands here, though, we're seeing the beginnings of a flame horizon in the top lane. Aurelia already up 50 and almost 60 CS now, as well as 4 plates up against this Maokai. So we are starting to see. Hold on. Dragon going to be started here. Dragon going to go very low, about 1k. Let's see who decides with a Smite Fire. Mundo going to be able to pick that one up. Mundo now going to go very, very low, but it's healing back up with a Sadism Echo. Now going to come in here. Lulu going to go very low as well. This Tristana now going to have to flash over the wall. That was a really good flash by Tristana. I think if you had misaimed her cursor just by even a little bit, would have just flashed into the wall. But regardless, it's going to end up being 2 kills in favor of Hapuuma Matata, but the Dragon was smited away by the Mundo in that 50-50.
It's not just the kills, though. It's really the tempo on the map, because Chili's Angels doesn't lose too much farm, but they could potentially lose mid-tower here. No, it looks like Chili is able to hold this position, and with everyone absorbing farm, hopefully this gives Chili's Angels a little bit of breathing room. They can start to scale without the threat of Dragon Soul entering the map too quickly. And we are going to have an Ocean Soul lined up. That is super valuable for both of these teams.
Yeah, crucially in that fight, I don't know if Hapuuma Matata noticed, but Maokai used teleport to get there, and Aurelia will have teleport available very, very soon. We have already seen in both of our games this week the use of deep teleports into lane wards that teams really aren't expecting to set up some crucial ganks. We saw it on Monday where a ward here was actually able to catch out a Darius in a 4v1, and yesterday Hapuuma Matata used a ward here to teleport Mordekaiser behind an overextended Caitlyn. So keep an eye out on that in the playbooks here for Hapuuma Matata now that Aurelia has TP advantage. And look at this damage. Oh my goodness. Maokai going to be forced to flash again. The ulti is going to land, and a couple more autos should be able to pick that one up. There we go. Does have the Q cooldown to Blade Surge out of tower aggro. Now Mundo needs to be careful as well. Hapuum, not Hapuuma. Hapuum popping off on this tank Aurelia build with now a Titanic Hydra completed. The tier plus the Sunfire going to really help him get these Blade Surge resets and make sure that he has enough mana to dip out afterwards as well. And Mundo, you do not want to fight this, trust me.
Yeah, a little scary there. Aurelia doesn't have lifesteal, and Mundo does have ult, so if he uses flash to flash the Aurelia stun, it is a winnable duel, but yeah, instead just going to take the top grab. I think that's a fine choice. Get that far and get those levels onto Mundo while you can. And I think there's still a way for Mundo to become big enough, too big to be answered, too big to fail. But it's going to take some time for that to happen.
Yeah, one thing we want to keep an eye out on here is this mid lane. Thus far has been really, really peaceful for both Echo and Victor. Both scale very, very well into the mid and late game, but generally speaking, Echo is going to be the one that is happy about how this lane has gone. Obviously, in a melee versus range matchup, you're always going to be in a bit of a farm deficit, but has done an admirable job keeping the CS gap to a respectable 20 throughout the laning phase. And once he starts grabbing that Hextech Rocket Belt, can really start looking for some assassinations onto Lulu or Tristana. Galio, they're going to be overextended here. Going to try to find an engage onto Lulu. Hecarim is here as well. Going to shove the Lulu towards the Echo. Let's see if they're able to find enough damage. Now, though, Hecarim going to go very, very low. There's a very, very angry Mundo as well. Galio going to ult in to try to knock him up. But this Hecarim will take one more tick from the Chaos Storm and will go down. So, ends up being Hecarim dying here for no exchange by Chili's Angels. Good pickup here by Chili's Angels.
Echo may have made it out of laning phase, but the problem is this team composition. You can think about the matchup dynamic, but Victor is extremely problematic for Hapuuma Matata's team. They have a team full of divers and melee champions. Gravity Zone and Chaos Storm annihilate their team. So because Victor has been unpunished in the early game, pretty much got to free farm his lane, he's going to be extremely threatening here.
Yeah, we also just saw the power of the Victor. That wave clear going to stuff the Nayram attempt by Hapuuma Matata.
Yeah, and with that push stalled out, it's up to Central to Rahul to try and get himself back in this game. He has a bit of the garage sale build here. He's got that Bombies, that Bramble Vest to help him out in the lane. But yeah, he's not going to be taking top tower anytime soon. Just trying to scrap together as much farm and experience as he can. While Hapuuma's on the bomb side of the map, and that's going to be answered by Akuji's.
Look at all these zombie wards. Okay.
Yeah, it's a spooky game. Never know what's in the dark.
Okay.
Jungle.
What we do know here is Ocean Dragon is spawning here in about 20 seconds. Echo is going to go top with teleport available. Aurelia going to group with the rest of her team. At this stage will be really a test here of the team fighting capabilities of Hapuuma Matata. Can they play the game that Chili's Angels likes to play better than Chili's Angels can? Teams have really generally been not too successful when they try to go toe for toe with Chili's Angels in 5v5 scenarios, but there is a significant goal lead in Hapuuma Matata's favor, so we'll see if that ends up changing for the better for Hapuuma Matata.
Yeah, we're gearing up for third dragon here. Chungus, which team would you rather be in this situation? Who would say is the advantage?
I think definitely Hapuuma Matata. At this point, they don't really have anything to deal with the Aurelia.
Hold on, engage onto potential Maokai here. Now they're really going to dive in, going to hit two people with the ulti as well, but now going to go very, very low. Going to try to dive back in, going to go down, but so is Maokai. Both top laners down here. Hecarim going to be torn to shreds by Tristana, and this Caitlyn was not there at the beginning. Tristana now going to jump in and try to zone out this Galio. Will be enough there. Echo, meanwhile, not able to find too much success up against the Mundo, so we're seeing again the Chili's Angels pop off. There it is. Triple kill now will be a quadra kill for Tristana. And once again, Chili's Angels find success in team fights.
a disastrous fight there for Hapuuma Matata. They have an excellent position. They have the Echo Teleport. The waves are favorable. I didn't see what happened, but Hapuum just got blown up that fight. He got nothing done. He was so far ahead. And unfortunately for him, I think Central Rahul was actually way more useful in that fight. He throws out his Maokai skills. He roots everyone down. And Akuji left totally untouched. Mundo totally untouched. And they just attack move through the back half of the fight. All the burst is gone for Hapuuma Matata, and they cannot interact with that backline threat from Tristana.
Yeah, they burned Irelia ult, Hecarim ult, and basically everything on the Mundo and Maokai. The key in their to win fights is to hit backline, but they burned everything on the two tanks. It's just poor execution.
Definitely. One thing as well that we haven't seen is a setup by Caitlyn. I think Caitlyn really needs to set up a trap line here, especially in these extended 5v5s, to really give Hapuuma Matata a solid positioning advantage. But without that, it means that Tristana, Mundo are going to be able to maneuver around very comfortably. And now going to be a potential gauge on the mid lane here. Cleaver going to land onto Caitlyn. See if the kiting comes through. Looks like retreat call will be the case for Chili's Angels, but I think they could have pressed for more there, to be honest.
Mundo didn't even have to ultimate. He's at full health.
Yeah.
That's really scary, this 3-in-1 Mundo now. Yikes. That's so much armor, too. That's so problematic for Hapuuma Matata. They can't really kill him with sustained magic damage because Echo is not going to be able to commit his cooldown onto Dr. Mundo and still win the fight.
Definitely not.
So this Mundo is just going to become more and more terrifying.
Yeah.
One thing to keep an eye on in terms of itemization, I'm a little concerned about what looks to be an RFC pickup by Caitlyn second. I'm not sure that makes sense in this game state because your team is diving in. Your team is the beatdown. You're the aggressor. And you need to have as much DPS as possible to eat through Mundo and Maokai. You can't afford to itemize for safety. You need to have that pure DPS, single target damage, target dummy optimized build. And a rapid fire cannon, it's very powerful. It's very safe. The range is really good for poke, but I don't think Caitlyn is going to be poking at long range, though you have 4 melee champions on your team, right? So I would have really liked to see a different item there picked up, maybe a Storm Razor for that more burst.
Could build into a Phantom Dancer, I guess, as well, if we're looking at
other
options.
That would be a cool option, actually. Yeah, I would be very down for Phantom, but with the dagger pickup, it's not a longsword, so I don't think Phantom's on the table at this point. Still possible, technically.
Yeah. Okay, as it stands here, I think, if you're Hapuuma Matata, and just in general for teams, I don't understand this contesting 4 dragons. It's not like every dragon is that crucial, honestly. One ocean dragon is not going to... Hold on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to flash in now with the ulti. I don't know if he has enough...
Rahul is dead here. What is he doing? He's...
Oh, actually, no!
Oh, he wins those.
So, with the snare... Yeah, using the snare to dodge out from, I think, the Aurelia W damage. And yeah, with the lack of sustain in this more tanky build, is actually going to be a solo kill for the Maokai. Obviously, the turret did a lot to help him out with that one, but as it stands here, going to mean that Aurelia goes down in the side lane where she is heavily favored up against this weak side top laner.
Yeah, it does not feel good to get solo killed under tower.
Hold on. Meanwhile, speaking of solo kills, Echo going to do a ton of damage here to Victor. We are seeing the potential of Echo if he does not have to deal with the Mundo, taking Victor to about half HP with a very non-committal trade forward.
Yeah, the problem here, though, is that if Victor having this much farm, right, Hapuuma Matata cannot allow Tristan to live, right? She's 5-0, she's extremely accelerated in the pace of the game. But how are they going to kill Tristana? Are they just going to run through Mundo and Victor Laser? You're going to get... That's the meat grinder right there. So I think they're in this very problematic situation where they cannot really take fights, and they really need to win on the split push, which is still possible here. They're up gold, actually. Echo is a great threat. Aurelia is a threat. But they need Hapoon to play a tighter 1v1. If he's getting killed under tower by Maokai root, that's not an acceptable way to use their advantage.
Yeah, it's going to mean a lot of tempo lost by Hapuuma Matata. And one thing I really want to point out again, they had Echo in the top lane with teleport. They could just elect to save the teleport. Take top lane gold, really blow this gold lead even more open, concede 1 dragon. But as it stands here now, if they try for that play again, it will mean that Chili's Angels are going to be on Ocean Soul Point.
I really don't agree with his build path either. He's going Ninja Tabby when the only kind of source of AD is going to be the Tristana, whereas you have Maokai, Mundo, Victor, even Lulu Polymorph. So much CC and magic damage.
Yeah,
really great point there.
Looks like, though, we are going to get that Dragon Dance, which is Chili's Angels' preferred MO. Let's see if second time is going to be the charm here, though. Going to be an engage here, potentially. Nope, just going to stun land onto Maokai. But, yeah, this Aurelia needs to, again, be very, very careful. And Galio needs to be careful as well. This is support Galio. Going to still be relatively squishy. Okay.
Yeah, a bit of a huge flank setup there, and Lulu's being left behind.
Okay, hold on. Gonna be a huge multi over the wall. She's not gonna go very low. Should be slowed down here by the Kali. Oh no, the Aurelia. One more auto. Gonna be able to pick that one. Aurelia will go down though. Galio ulti gonna come down and knock up the Maokai. And here we go. Echo is here as well. Let's see if they're able to find the Maokai. Gonna go very, very low. So is Hecarim, but with a triumph, it'll be able to live. And now Lulu gonna go down as well. And now it's gonna be Mundo in a 1v4 scenario. Will go down in a moderate amount of time, but looks like second time around, Hapuuma Matata were able to find the right engage. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what happened to Victor. Can anybody?
Yeah, I think he just got blown up on the flank there. Hapuuma Matata got the fight they won. They came in from literally every side, and it looks like that mode of indecision is crippling for Chili's Angels. They leave behind the single most important person of their team, and it's actually not Tristana, it's not Victor, it's Lulu. Because if anyone else is caught, they're going to receive the Lulu buff and live.
Right.
Lulu is the only target who cannot ult herself while Lulu is CC'd, and because of that, she has to commit flash early. The flank comes in, and everyone just gets trapped and shredded apart. Chili's Angels need to play that front to back and get those battle lines to leverage Maokai ultimate, like we mentioned earlier in the champion select, and that doesn't happen this time. Finally, the flank comes out that Hapuuma Matata wants, and they cinch out a close fight.
Yeah, like we mentioned before the game, chaos, you know. If you just run in a straight line towards Chili's Angels, we've seen them have so much success, but when you come in from 2 or 3 different angles, they're able to find a lot more success. So Echo and Aurelia both finding their way onto the backline of Tristana, who even with the rocket jump and flash, unable to get away.
Yeah, I think Hapuuma Matata making a quick adjustment here. Because of Aurelia's itemization choices, she doesn't have the lifesteal and the sustain to really look for 1v1 tower dives against Maokai. She has more damage, but she doesn't have the safety that lifesteal would offer her. But what they do have is they have really durable divers. Echo and Aurelia, with this build, they can really live for a long time and exert a ton of threat. So instead of playing for the split push, what they're doing is they're just shoving in ways for control and then pushing out using vision denial and looking for those flanks, which is a different way of leveraging that advantage, but equally effective nonetheless.
Yeah, I really like this. Meanwhile, now coming out from Hapuuma Matata, we're seeing a 1-3-1. Echo able to pick up a bot tier 2 turret as well. Maokai just going to be here to soak up the farm. Aurelia put some pressure in the top lane as well, which now will give them a good amount of Baron pressure, although Maokai does have teleport to join any potential team fight.
Yeah, going to be soaking these waves against Echo, which he's pretty happy with at this point, honestly. Echo cannot really kill Maokai, but it means his team is going to be a little bit vulnerable here.
Yeah, we're going to see what Hapuuma Matata decide to do with this significant gold lead. Thus far, seem to be posturing around the Baron buff. At this point, though, gonna try to give Echo some time to split push against Maokai, but Maokai has more than enough wave clear and is tanky enough to stand up to Echo. So we're gonna see if Aurelia can create advantage in a third lane so that they can really start posturing for Baron.
Yeah, it looks like they're slowly pushing out the vision. There's that control ward living for a really long time. It's giving Chili's Angels so much information. They know that Baron's not being started yet, so they're happy just chilling out.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation if you're Hapuuma Matata, right? Like, you want to do something because you do get outscaled and you want to start the Baron, but if you overreach and mess up one time, you get caught by the Maokai thorns in the pit, you're going to get annihilated. So I understand the hesitation. Nature's Grasp is so powerful in those objective fights in those tight corridors.
I think if you're Hapuuma Matata, you just start it. You make them come to you, and then this time, though, what you don't do is you don't bring Echo in. You have Echo here as potential. Okay, hold on.
Oh,
Maokai now going to teleport in.
Forcing.
Caitlyn needs to be careful here, But yeah, gonna be the force coming out from Chili's Angels. Aurelia gonna eat the brunt of the initial burst, but Echo is here. And let's see what they decide to do. Malphite gonna go very, very low, and it looks like Tristana gonna be soloed out here by Echo and Hecarim. And oh my goodness, this is disaster for Chili's Angels. And look at this Victor, not able to join the team fight here. Ace in the hole over the wall, not gonna do enough damage, but a conclusive 4-4-0 in favor of Hapuuma Matata will give them the Baron buff. Huge plays coming out by the Echo, Hecarim, Irelia trio. And we have a bit of a pause coming out. Oh no. Helen's PC crashed.
Oh no. That's really unfortunate. Because
is-
we actually saw Lulu die without casting ultimate or using exhaust, which was weird to me. I wonder if that was actually a factor in that fight.
Okay, what I'm gonna do? Oh wait, no, I actually can't go back in time while we're in pause. I was gonna say we could take this time to look at the replay, but regardless, ends up being a really good fight for Hapuuma Matata. Hard to say whether Tristana, with the help of Lulu, would have lived through the burst, but regardless, the Hecarim and the Echo were able to find their way onto Tristana and really take her out of the fight. And Mundo at this point, without that Spear Visage, is a little bit down in terms of effective HP, so was able to be bursted out afterwards as well.
Yeah, I wonder if I don't think you even need to use the wild growth on Tristana there. I think what would have been really valuable is if they got the wild growth onto Mundo. If Mundo gets the extra time to regen, it's not just the wild growth health, right? It basically represents like not 500 but like 800 health, because that gives Mundo that much more time to regen, and he gets the knock up onto all the people around him. And people forget this, wild growth slows surrounding enemies by 45%. It's ridiculous.
Right.
At rank 2. So if they got that onto Mundo, I think it's potentially close to a winning fight. Like, there were some low health bars there, and it just takes one kill to enable the Tristana reset, right?
Right.
So that could have been a totally different fight. Really unfortunate that we had that kind of computer failure. Wish we had the chrono shift, but alas.
Okay, let's take a look at some of these items meanwhile. So Caitlyn, after building the Zeal, actually pivoted towards the Lord Dominic's Regard. Chungus, what do you think of this pickup for Caitlyn as second item?
I think LDR's not the worst here. You have double tank, and you don't really have anybody building tank killer. Your Echo went rocket built, so you do need someone to hit frontline, and Caitlyn's not going to be really hitting backline. So I think it's fine. But
I actually really hate it, and I'm actually curious if you target dummy math this. I think this is just lower DPS than iEdge. I'm not
a second item
100% on that. No. Relative to, like, if you had gone iEdge, Zeal, Crit Cloak, right, which gives you the 60% crit. Like, I'm pretty sure Lord Dominus is just not efficient until you have more AD. Because sure, you're critting and you have this armor pen, but there's just no AD behind this build. So I'm actually curious if this is actually more damage to tanks than if you just committed to the ZL IH third completion and then go Lord Dom's fourth. That's something I'll have to test.
Let me factor in the Giant Slayer passive.
Yeah, I am right. Like, you are factoring it in. Sure, like, your physical damage is amplified, but your like, these are all multipliers, right? You're getting crit chance and you're getting bonus damage and you're getting armor pen. Like, these all multiply the effectiveness of your AD, and if you check Caitlyn's AD, she has like 200 AD. That's so I wonder if this is maybe a little too big brain. Like, AD carry builds are really unforgiving because there's a mathematically optimal DPS build, and there's a little bit of wiggle room for situational items, but like, if this is going to delay Caitlyn IH to 4th, and without IH, her build is just going to not really have that extra punch that you need to eat through tanks.
I disagree with the this whatever Zeal item she's going 3rd, but I think LDR 2nd into IE 3rd, because she definitely has to go IE 3rd, and she's not strong until 3 item. That's traditionally Caitlyn's not strong mid game, right? So I think LDR rushing that, you're gonna generally go that in this build, in the late game build, so it might as well get it 2nd. I think it's not that expensive now.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think that makes sense if the Zeal is in purchase. Like, I can kind of see it. The problem I see is that with sitting on this 1,000 gold Zeal, It's just going to be so late. And
Yeah.
if Keeling turns around and finishes RFC or something, that's even worse. You're not going to have IH until so late in the game, and I wonder if that will come back to bite them.
Yep. I didn't agree with Fire Cannon. I think Phantom Dancer with the changes to that is actually not bad, but I definitely think
absolutely. I would have really liked to see Phantom in this game. I think that would have been totally fine second item. Especially in this particular game where the range doesn't matter as much. You just need to hit behind your front line, trusting that keep you safe.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at see what Twitch chat is arguing about here. It says Irelia lived about 10 seconds longer than she should have with the normal build, says Gordo Lee. So, yeah, Gordo is a fan, I think, of the tank Irelia build.
I mean, we also know that Gordo Lee's a KDA player and is afraid of death.
Wow, okay, shots from the casters. Damn, Clovis, you didn't have to do Gordo like that. Jeez.
I mean, if you want a team fight, you should build this way on Irelia, right? Because and I know Gordo Lee also a team fight player, right? He wants to group and play with the Josh Howard macro special and he's sitting in the back line, right? That's how the team plays. So, like, hypothetically, if Gordo played Irelia, he should build like this. That being said, this is not the only way to play Irelia. Like, Hapuuma Matata, if they build Bork, like Chungus was saying, right? Irelia absolutely takes a big fat crap on Maokai forever.
He can't play the game anymore.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like he actually can't play the game. You can all those the dive that Irelia played that didn't work. You live through that with lifesteal. If Maokai tries to turn on you, you literally heal from him just hitting him with the Bork, right? And then if that happens, they have to send 2 or 3 or maybe 4 people to stop Irelia. You're taking objectives cross map for free. That's a different way to play the game that doesn't involve team fighting. So I think a lot of these teams, like you were saying, Roger, don't know how to not team fight. So if they don't want to learn those split push styles, itemize defensively and group. But it's not the only way to play the game. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I totally agree. I think what we're also seeing here is just general inflexibility based off of what you've been doing most recently. Oh, I found this new build. I'm going to now play it every single time. And you don't understand, you know, players don't kind of think about
why
why did this challenger Korean player go tank Irelia this game versus Blade, you know, the traditional Blade Sunder / Triforce the second game, and they just see, oh, that's neat, and then they pop off with it, and then they just kind of, that's their new default.
Right. Yeah, you have to understand how the build synergizes with the play style, right? You can't just look at it in a vacuum.
Definitely.
Yeah, it reminds me of teaching math with my 4th graders, and they're always like, I know what the answer is, and I'm like, do you really? Like, how did you do this? And the funny thing with 4th graders is they memorize a procedure, right? And then they're off by like a power of 10, but because they don't understand their own algorithm, they're just like, this looks good. Like 10 times 10 is 1,000, and like, do you want to check that like one more time? Like, you have to understand why you're doing this. Like, is it really 1,000 cupcakes? Like, does that make sense in this story? Like,
yeah, no, definitely.
So,
I think
knowing the why.
You know, as a fellow teacher myself, you can't just have one way to do everything, right? You kind of need to adapt, or at least have an approach that is adaptable. So definitely something that should be emphasized here for all the players in this tournament is, you know, adapting based on the game conditions, not just the champion that you're playing. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look here at all chat as we have delved into some food talk. As Magnus Crow asks, how's everybody doing? And Dr. Mundo in the middle of the game is eating fried chicken. So that's fun. Good job, Rohit, on the fried chicken. And now they're talking about air fryers, so that's fun. Okay, I have no idea what else to talk about at this point.
I guess while we're on this pause, I'm gonna take a quick detour and use this opportunity to use the restroom, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave you and Chungus to it, Roger.
Sounds good. Challenger players have been going Blade into shield bow on Irelia now, says Nerf Panda in Twitch chat. True.
Do you guys have Chick-fil-A in Washington?
We do. Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yes, it is lit.
Yeah. I love my Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I never had it until I moved to Georgia, but then like during college, I think I had it like
Oh my god.
4 times a week.
Jeez, yeah. Chick-fil-A is legitimately just crack. I'll be honest.
What's your go-to sandwich combination?
Dude, okay, see, here's the thing. I'm fucking weird. Like, I don't like sandwiches. I don't like bread. I just get nuggets. And I don't have sauce. I don't get sauce either. I just eat plain old chicken nuggets. And when everyone's like, dude, what's your like? You like Chick-fil-A? Yeah. What sandwich do you get? I'm just like, dude, I don't get a sandwich. I don't get sauce. I just eat the fucking chicken nugget. I don't know what you want from me. What's your go-to?
I like this. I like spicy chicken. I like spicy food, so I get the spicy deluxe, and then I get it with double cheese, and I add bacon.
Oh my god. I might have
So
to go for that tomorrow. Gordo asked me if we should get Chick-fil-A tomorrow, and I'm fucking down.
you gotta get
So,
a frosted lemonade.
oh
And
dude,
sometimes
the
buffalo.
lemonades are fire. I agree. Yeah. All right. Gordo, book it. We're going to Chick-fil-A tomorrow. Don't back out on me. And then I'm gonna cross you up on the court. Let's make it happen, Captain. Okay.
I'll be back.
Lulu is reconnected, so
All right, back in time.
just in time. In your absence, Clovis, we made plans to go to Chick-fil-A.
All right.
So the invite is there for you as well. If you are dying for some chicken sandwiches. But
Early night snack.
yes. We're gonna see here if Galio's not using the Birdio skin, right? It's just normal Galio. Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
Sag. That would have been perfect.
I'm a big fan of Edgelord Galio personally.
The Demon Lord?
Yeah, Gatekeeper.
Oh, yes.
He has like
familiar
really
with that from
emo,
TFT.
edgy lines. He's like, life is suffering and like death.
Death.
It really
Yes.
speaks to my inner spirit.
Your inner emo.
Yeah.
I
And
feel it.
also, what could be better than gatekeeping everyone as Gatekeeper Galio, you know?
True.
I'm gonna look up Gatekeeper Galio's voice lines. He has some funny ones, I know.
Dude, all this talk in general in all chat makes me want fried chicken too. Goddamn.
Oh, here we go. People are funny, they all say the same thing, but I was a good person.
Jesus.
I'm all that stands between this world and a billion wicked souls.
Damn.
Yeah. Edgelord Galio.
Edge Lord Galio. Indeed. I'm very familiar with it just from watching so many TFT streams. Cultist, 9 Cultist OP. For like a patch or two.
Oh, we just got buffed. It's not bad.
Is it really? Oh man.
A lot of people are rushing 4-sharp silver.
4-sharp silver with cultists?
Or
Or just 4-sharp silver?
With Vanguard, and Vanguard and 3/3 cultists.
I see. Yeah. I've never been a big fan of vertical comps. I think that shit is just super brain dead. But
That was like all set 3.
yeah. So we'll see. I need to get back into TFT, damn.
TFT do it big when.
True. I'm honestly down. I honestly, genuinely think it's possible. Because we have a lot of TFT players.
There's so many different formats now too. You can do like 2v2. You can do like 4v4.
Dude, I want. Yeah. How would you do 4v4? Is it like just you have like points for each placement, and then the higher placement comes out on top, or what?
Yeah, and then and then like it's a lot of strategy about like what people are going what comp, and then if you guys are gonna go for each other, someone can like force fortune.
Oh, and then you can like get somebody out of fortune jail.
Yeah, you can like hit like perfect losses or just like sandbag, and then just go like -12 and just cash them out.
Oh, wait, that's sick actually. Damn. Yeah. I'm down to figure that out actually, because I think TFT is fun. The only problem is that there's no spectator client, and so it would have to be like 8 people that can all functionally stream, and then you would just be hopping in between their board states, right?
Oh yeah, that would be rough.
Yeah, so I think that's the only difficult part is just the technical aspect of it.
Mhm.
But yeah. And gonna go back to Twitch chat here, or all chat here just a little bit. It says Twitch chat, you bet on us, right? Asked Nico Toilet. And then Hapuum says Twitch chat never bets on us. We are always underdogs. And then Magnus Crow says I legit feel like we had the least amount of fans out of the whole tournament. So if you hear that Twitch chat, throw some support towards Hapuuma Matata. Let them know how much you really love them, even if you don't necessarily bet on them. A good group of people. I mean, all these teams are good groups of people, but regardless. Oh, what is going on? All right, I don't want to read this. This is actually cringe. Where is Helen? Where is Helen? Clovis, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you mind
I'm
popping
reading
into
messages.
their
Yeah,
chat?
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go. See how things are going.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay. Well, thank goodness we are on the
All right. Yeah, we're
tournament client.
resuming. We're good. We're good.
Oh, okay, sick. All right, so thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for sitting and bearing with us through the delay. Someone mentioned me in chat.
I mean,
Why is my team
we're not
like
just here for the
this?
gameplay, Roger. We're here for the storylines. And
Yeah.
what could be more epic than a 10-minute pause in the middle of the match after someone's computer explodes? Like, this is
Indeed.
how you know it's the big leagues.
Yes. Flashbacks to season 2 of Worlds, where people literally sat there for 10 hours only to find out that the match can't be remade and they had to come back tomorrow. So shades of that going on here, but we should be good to go soon. Let's see if we have enough time for me to tell a quick story about a delay. So Clovis, in season 1, we had Charles's team scheduled to play a semifinal, but their jungler literally fell asleep. Luckily, he was within driving distance of Charles's house, and so we dispatched Charles and his brother to his jungler's house to wake him up, and I had to buy time on the stream for about an hour. And so it was a mix of I had Calvin live stream them driving to their jungler's house, and then it was like, all right, well, that was cool. He's awake. They're coming back. I guess I'm gonna play Genshin Impact now. And somehow, like, that got peak viewership. Season 1 was me just fucking playing Genshin Impact and like rolling for just characters. And I was like, what is
Nice.
what is
Nice.
Twitch? I don't get it. But
Yep.
so that's what we do here when we have long pauses, which means, you know, if we have another like 5 minute pause, maybe it's time to fire up the Genshin, honestly, because this is just dragging on too long. Okay. All right, but it looks like here, looks like both teams are ready, so we are going to load back into the game, hopefully very, very shortly. Again, thank you for bearing with us, ladies and gentlemen. We should be back into the game very, very soon. Okay, here we go. Woo! Okay, so with this Baron pickup, it should be a roughly 10,000, 9,500 gold lead now for Hapuuma Matata. We're going to see exactly where they decide to take this Baron. My guess is their first pit stop is going to be for Ocean Dragon. Going to put them on Ocean Soul Point. We'll see if Chili's Angels decide to contest here once they respawn.
Yeah, they're going to have the Baron power play. They've secured that big objective, and this is their opportunity to blow open the game. They are still on that big timer, and they're very far from Dragon Soul. So if they can really crack open the base, that's all they could ask for. But I think if Chili's Angels stabilize and they keep all their inhibitors, they're actually extremely happy. They're going to be able to farm really safely. Sure, they're down 10,000 gold, but with compositions this skewed, it's so challenging to answer Mundo, and I think Chili's Angels will be able to wave clear for a really long time using Tristana Victor. So it's going to come down to, will Chili's Angels play this disciplined based defense, or are they going to crack under the threat of Baron?
Hold on, Maokai here going to potentially walk into Echo. Echo, they're not going to think wiser about challenging him. Doesn't know what is behind this cat-like tree. And meanwhile, Aurelia going to use his teleport to get into the mid lane here and join up with his team for a, looks like going to be a mid lane push. Waves not generally in the favor of Hapuuma Matata on the side, so looks like going to be just the classic Nayram coming out. Caitlyn should have a decent time, obviously, with her long range, but needs to obviously be careful of the Victor lasers. But if you think about the engage options here for Chili's Angels, not a whole lot that can be instant, per se. Maokai ulti with that Nature's Grasp, very, very telegraphed. Mundo, all he can really do is run at you, and Victor similarly can only throw down a gravity well. Oh no, Lulu gonna eat a... Oh my god, that headshot did so much damage to Lulu. Actually going to bait Aurelia in potentially. Now the Hero's Entrance gonna come in over the top, but Lulu gonna go down here first, and the Tristana gonna go very, very low. Echo diving in, gonna be forced to use the Chrono Break to go back, but ends up being a Lulu picked up here by Hapuuma Matata. Now this mid tower should go down. One more auto from Caitlyn is going to lock that one up. And now going to be Hapuuma Matata settling onto this mid inhibitor.
Yeah, Chili's Angels is just going to retreat to their Nexus towers.
I think
mid
the
inhib is not unsalvageable, but things are looking really grim here for Chili's Angels. They're down 10,000 gold. Hapuuma Matata is on soul point. 6 towers to 0. And if Hapuuma Matata plays this correctly, it shouldn't be possible for them to lose. But if they make one big mistake, there are a lot of shutdowns waiting to be collected by Chili's Angels. So
definitely,
we'll have to keep an eye on those Tristana resets.
Yeah. Gonna stay out here, interestingly. So now I'm gonna take the reset. Gonna now pick up the top tier 2 as well before they count their... Ooh. I was going to say before they count their riches, but ooh, now Echo needs to be careful. The Tristana over the wall, landing 3 good shots onto Echo. So needs to be careful here. They do have double Ocean Soul for regen, but the Baron is now officially off. So it will mean that Hapuuma Matata are going to back up and potentially play for either Baron or Dragon. Interestingly here, both Baron and Dragon on very, very similar timers, so we could see a trade of neutral objectives here by either team.
Yeah, I expect both teams are going to fight for the Dragon, just because I think Dragon Soul is more valuable to Hapuuma Matata than the single-use Baron.
Right.
And I also think that Chili's Angels would rather 5v5 for the Ocean Soul than try to trade for Baron. So I think the action is going to be on the bottom side of the map, but we'll have to see if maybe one of these teams can pull off a sneak.
I think Caitlyn heard us talking, actually went IE third, and now she's going to be doing even more damage.
Oh, that's good. Okay, that salvages this build, I think. It's fine now.
Yeah, the Baron power play giving her enough of a loan.
If we saw RFC, I would have been really, really sad, but we're good. We're good.
Yeah, this injection of gold coming in from the Baron power play going to be enough to smooth over the Zeal purchase, which is good. But yeah, a little bit of just posturing now for Hapuuma Matata. Looks to not really try to make a play while these neutral objectives are down, although do need to be careful. There is a Mundo that is technically overextended here. Yeah, they're now going to go in, should be able to find the taunt, but no real follow-up. Caitlyn going to elect to push the top lane wave instead. Meanwhile, Hecarim and Echo hanging out near the bot side means that Hapuuma Matata need to be careful here. Obviously, Chili's Angels are not aware of where Hecarim is, but they are very aware of Echo. So, if they decide to engage here onto this top side, could be a potential avenue for a comeback. Meanwhile, if you're Hapuuma Matata, you really need to back up. Hecarim has no way to get to you. Okay, yep, they're going to do just that. Yeah, just going to buy time here while Baron is about a minute away from spawning. And we're going to see here exactly how Hapuuma Matata decide to play the Baron fight, if they decide to just start it, or if they try to bait a potential Lulu pick. As you've mentioned, Clovis, I think the key to success for Hapuuma Matata really has been just them finding Lulu early on. We saw when Lulu went down, they just completely backed away from that mid lane inhibitor. The power of the peel and the heal from this champion is a core component of Chili's Angels composition.
Yeah, like, I think this is something people don't get about Enchantress sports, is that, like, Enchanters are, like, reverse AD carries, right? Like, if AD carries do sustained DPS, like, Enchanters do sustained anti-DPS.
Right.
Like, if Lulu lives throughout the fight, she will literally negate 100% of Caitlyn's damage with just shielding off cooldown. So if Lulu's dead, then that changes all the math of that fight, especially because those shields are extremely efficient on the front line, actually, because they have so much resist.
Yeah. Okay, looks like here Matata going to settle for Ocean Soul,
Unchallenged
and
Ocean
Chili's
Soul. They're
Angels.
gonna get both of these.
Yeah, not
there's
gonna
no way
go
they
for the
contest.
Baron. So it ends up not being traded after all. Chili's Angels stuck in their base. Mid lane inhibitor sending super minions crashing in, and now the Baron is going to be picked up here by Hapuuma Matata as well. Echo, meanwhile, needs to be careful. Gonna go aggressive onto Victor, but there is, oh my goodness! The gravity field gonna land, the Chrono Break gonna come out, but now the Cleaver gonna start chasing the Echo. Echo gonna be forced to flash away. So Victor actually holding fast there. Very, very confident play coming out from Chili 5, recognizing that Echo does not have the requisite burst to take down the Echo. Means that Echo is actually going to come out worse for wear in that trade. But now with Baron and 4 teammates in the top side, going to resume his push in the bot lane.
Going to set up on that tower. Chili is going to do his best to try and wave clear this out with the Victor laser, but with the pressure coming in from all 3 sides, it's a tough hold. They do get their mid inhibitor back, so if they get a clean ace right now, they can turn around, but it is looking really
Yeah,
grim.
they need Victor. They need Victor up here. But Echo doing a good job of occupying Victor's attention here in the bot lane. And what's really, really important to keep an eye out on here is that Victor does magic damage, and Baron really likes it when you throw magic damage into Baroned up minions. And now going to be engaged onto Victor again. Oh my goodness, the Time Winder almost able to find a kill onto the Victor, and now they're really going to go into be able to take down the tower. Hero's Enter's going to come down, but not going to be able to shield anything except damage. Mundo though going to be forced to retreat with the Mass Sadism ticking, and now going to be a 2-man taunt onto the front line. Now Maokai going to go in here, going to go very, very low. So is Mundo as well. 2-man still coming out from the Aurelia. Now the Sterak's over the top. Onslaught of Shadow's going to fear Mundo back, and that will be a dead Mundo. And now Victor going to go golden. Will be locked up here as well. Lulu going to be the last survivor of Chili's Angels, but now really going to be able to pick that one up as well. And unfortunately, we are going to get the spectator delay, which will mean that we do not see the final victory screen. But regardless, it was definitely a conclusive win for Hapuuma Matata. So, gonna move them to 5-4 on the season. Congratulations to all of you who put your channel points on Hapuuma Matata, as you are now going to be very, very rich.
Yeah, Hapuuma Matata pulling off the upset. They get huge, really winning through Hapuum, I guess their namesake, in the top lane, finishing the game with an over 150 CS lead, so that's a Flame Horizon and a half. And honestly, that was kind of the story of the game. Chili's Angels played really nice fights. They had advantage in the bottom side of the map. Their Mundo was scaling, but there was just no way to beat the Aurelia. Hapuuma even bungled some pretty key fights in 1v1s, notably the solo kill bottom lane to Rahul after he tanks tower, and also in the dragon fight where he just gets evaporated and gives a shutdown back. But
yeah,
there's just too much money, right? Like,
yeah, no,
eventually just starts
really hard to
slapping you
fight
with his
against
wallet.
It's hard to fight against a 10k gold lead for sure. Let's take a look at some of these crucial fights throughout the game. So the first real team fight in the game is what got Chili's Angels back into it. Their signature 5v5 Dragon team fight. The first one went really, really well for them. So we're going to let it roll here. So we're seeing here Aurelia confident with a 2-level advantage, ends up taking a ton of damage that she really can't sustain out of given her build. And now the Hecarim diving in as well means that Tristana, look at Tristana just free firing throughout this entire team fight. Galio going to try to offer himself as the sacrifice, but ends up being for naught. And Kaylin meanwhile going to be walking back and forth a little bit awkwardly and ends up being taken down as well. Triple kill, going to be a quadra kill for Tristana, but Hapuuma Matata, not deterred by that early result, ended up going back to Dragon again and ends up taking this fight. So we'll see how this one was different. Take a pause here, take a look at the flanks that get set up by the Aurelia Echo Hecarim trio. So very, very split fight for Hapuuma Matata, which is honestly the way to play. And Lulu being lagging behind, you're going to be found out here by the Galio, going to be forced to flash into the bulk of her team. Echo actually not even in the fight at all, but Aurelia wreaking so much havoc means that Hapuuma Matata able to reverse the earlier Dragon fight win and really accelerate them into the late game. So a huge team fight win for Hapuuma Matata, really setting the table for the rest of the game. And after that, I want to see exactly how bad the impact was for Lulu in this team fight. Able to walk back and forth. Seems like she's very much in the game. A little bit behind her front line here of Mundo and Maokai. Walks in. Oh, at this point, I think she's DC'd. Oh, that's so sad. Yep, she's just auto-attacking. Oh, no. So, yeah, no wild growth coming out from the Lulu meant that was a 4-for-0 team fight for Hapuuma Matata. But that's not a knock on Hapuuma Matata's success in this game. Able to pick up a huge win over a contender, honestly, for the Season 2 crown in Chili's Angels. So, not to take anything away from them. And maybe, hopefully, this will start to earn them some more fans in Twitch chat.
Yeah, I'm always excited to see what spicy copy pastas we see getting cooked up. I write a lot for my friends since I know them well. I know a lot about what they're like outside of League of Legends. So yeah, if you have a friend in the tournament, if you have someone you want to support, represent, go ahead and write them a spicy copy pasta so we can share the love.
Indeed, yes. And one thing I want to emphasize as well is that it is a pasta by committee. I know that you are the author of many, but there are many friends of yours, Clovis, have been contributing to the Twitch chat copy pastas. So
yeah, of course.
You know, if you like what you see, tell your friends about it. Get them in on all the fun that is the Do It Big Invitational. Okay, we're going to look at now the end game lobby. Hopefully the stats load, and then we're going to get some post-game interviews as well. So here we go. First things first, as always, going to be the damage charts. Caitlyn and Aurelia leading the way here for Hapuuma Matata. Meanwhile, Tristana and Victor neck and neck at nearly 20,000 for Chili's Angels. A relatively low damage game given the length. That was a 36-minute game, earmarked by a pause as well. But congratulations to Hapuuma Matata. Who do you want to hear from, Clovis and Chungus?
I mean, let's see. I mean, you can always hear from Hapuum. I think that would be a good one.
Yeah.
And the
Okay, let's do it. So we're gonna grab Hapuum here, the captain of Hapuuma Matata, and we're also going to grab Celery Man, who actually has a question from the audience as well. Another reminder for Twitch chat: those channel points aren't just, you know, empty numbers. You can redeem them for some quality rewards. One of which is the ability to ask your player of choice a question on either the pre or post game interview desk. So, hello to the victors here, Hapuum and Celery Man, going to be representing Hapuuma Matata, officially above 500 now at 5-4, sending a statement to the rest of the league with a huge win over Chili's Angels. Clovis, do you want to take the lead for this question towards Hapuum?
Hapuum. So you had a couple touch and go moments this game. Notably, there was that solo kill who got onto you.
No, it's not solo kill and turret did more damage.
Okay. Turrets are people in the Do It Big league.
Yeah. Turrets actually solo killed me, not
cheating.
Maokai.
So there was that unfortunate death to bottom tower, very strong adversary. Additionally, there was a second fight where you gave a big shutdown and just died at the start of that dragon fight. But things turned around for you, and you were able to really accelerate the game with all the gold you had. What's the secret to the top gap?
So for the top gap, I started tier and literally just farmed, built full tank. So I'm just a better tank. And also for the second fight, I think it's so we just played the entire second fight wrong, and we actually have a comp where if we just fight it right, we win. So yeah, afterwards we just found out some problems that we didn't go to, we didn't kill Trist, so we just did that afterwards, and yeah.
All right, makes sense. The words of the top lane general: land the finishing blow onto the minions to gain additional gold.
Indeed.
Makes you a strong tank, no matter what champion you're playing.
Yeah.
All right, we'll pass on interview to our next interviewee.
Yeah, before we do the quick break here, as Pentaquan here going to give out 4 subs to the viewers here. So I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Peter for supporting the stream. I think you've gifted more than like 10 subs over the course of the tournament. By the way, because we are affiliated over here at Two Big, we do have some emotes. So if you are a lucky recipient of that sub, or you have subbed of your own accord, you can, spam the Rajcast emote or the Swain game emote. Let me see if I could find it in Twitch chat. We're gonna get more uploaded, including Raj Champ. Charles already made it for Discord, so I'm gonna get that up there. So yeah, make sure that if you are a sub or you're the lucky recipient of a sub from Pentaquant, that you spam the Twitch chat with those emotes. We'll have more coming soon. Okay, back to the interview. This is actually going to be a question from the audience for you, Alex. Paper Junkie asks, I'm back next weekend. Do you want to get boba? Yeah, sure. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, why not?
Okay. Yeah, why not? So there you go, Paper Junkie. You have a boba date. Oh, sorry, next, he says. But you have a date with Salaryman Man next weekend for boba. I'm glad that Twitch chat is able to help this relationship along. Okay, we have an actual question for you as well. Gameplay wise on the Caitlyn, because of the pause, we had a lot of time to look at item builds. And yours caught our eye. So what was your thought process behind your item build throughout that game?
So I was never going to be able to hit Victor, and I was never going to be able to hit Tristana. So I figured I need to kill tanks, right? So I built the Kraken Slayer. And then I realized I'm trolling by buying a Zeal, and then I just build the LDR into IE, and then win the game.
I see. So the Zeal just kind of was an awkward oopsie.
Yeah, because I was deciding between like PD and Mortal Reminder, and I realized both of those items were trash with our comp. So
gotcha.
I just kept it for the attack speed and the crit, and then because I'm not gonna sell it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Ended up paying out in the end. So yeah, huge damage numbers on the Caitlyn. A pick that we haven't really seen in the first round robin. Now we've seen twice here. Caitlyn obviously the recipient of some huge buffs in 11.4. So hopefully we'll see more of that Caitlyn throughout the tournament.
Fun champ.
Fun champ. All right. Again, congratulations to Hapuuma Matata. We're going to wrap up this stream and look forward to tomorrow and the weekend as well. So, going to continue the one game a day trend. Tomorrow we will have a big matchup between Andyland, sitting at 6-2 right now, versus Support Diff at 5-3. So a chance for our Support Diff to make a statement and level up their record with Andyland and put them in 3rd place. So meanwhile for Andyland, another chance to really cement their place as kings of the standings and really put them in pole position for the top spot following this most recent loss for Chili's Angels. Stay tuned. Okay. Yeah. So with that, that will bring an end to tonight's stream. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. Thank you to everybody who subbed. Shout out to Pizza as well. I didn't forget you with the Prime sub. And we're going to look forward to more games tomorrow and the weekend as well as the playoff race heats up. Any closing thoughts from my co-casters?
Nope.
Nope. Clovis? All right, Clovis leaving me on red. I think he has some background noise coming in, but regardless, be back here tomorrow then, ladies and gentlemen, 8 p.m. PST for Supportive versus Andyland. Should be a banger. Congratulations again to Hapuuma Matata. Good night, Twitch chat. Do it big and hug your homies.
Do it big.